everyone, welcome to this week's Halton Hills housing update. So today I have August numbers, which feel very skewed due to some high sales and kind of what's happened last week and the trend that I think we're going in. So let's look at what happened in August. So in August of this year, we only sold 40 houses, which is very, very low. That's a very quiet month for Halton Hills. Some months we see over 100, but generally we like to see between 80 and 90-ish is what we're used to seeing. So 40 sales is like, okay, the buyers are not active right now. In August of 2022, when things also felt very dead, we had 58 sales. So sales are actually, units are down 30% year over year. And even from July, we're down like 25%. In July, we sold 55 units. So definitely like signs that the buyers are taking it easy right now. The interesting thing to talk about is the price, because this feels super skewed. I thought I was gonna pull the results and we would be pretty stable, but I actually thought we'd be down month over month. So technically our average price in July was 1,229, which is actually up 6% year over year from 1,151 last August. There was four massive sales in Glen Williams that really pulled that price up. When I took those 4 properties out, our average price was $1,094,000. which felt a lot more on par with kind of the downward trend we're seeing in pricing. But our month over month numbers, like when we look at average price, it is technically up year over year, and it's up since July. And it's like, we've been hovering in the like mid 1.1s for months now. And I felt like based on what I was feeling in July and what I was seeing, our prices definitely are going down. So I feel like this month is a skewed month. I really don't think sellers should be getting their expectations up that prices actually went up. We just had there was a couple of rural sales over $2 million too. So we saw, I think, 6 sales over $2 million. Which is rare and sort of random. Like we haven't been seeing that this year, but that really pulled our average price up. So technically our average price is up year over year, and we're up significantly since last month too, but I do want to stress that is skewed by some very high sales of a couple of units. So without those, we're under 1.1 million, which I actually feel is a lot more accurate, but that's still not the real numbers. So when we're looking at real numbers, I guess we're up in July. Do not think that trend is going to continue. So looking at what happened last week, in Georgetown, we had 8 sales, which is a normal number. Finally, we had a really bad week the week before with 4. So to have 8 sales, that's kind of like normal-ish in Georgetown. There was 9 new listings, so like we're pretty balanced last week. We did have, again, 6 properties, not in Georgetown, and all of Halton Hills come off of the market. So we're still seeing some properties coming off the market, which is, again, stabilizing our inventory. Acton last week had 1 sale and 3 new listings. Glen Williams had 1 sale, no new listings. There was no sales and no new listings in Limehouse. No sales in the rural market and 2 new listings there. So we're seeing, again, very low sales. In all of Halton Hills, we only had 10 sales last week. That is a very low number. The only saving grace right now is that inventory has not been like piling on in terms of new listings, and we are seeing properties coming off the market, so it's keeping things stable. So bringing me into active inventory. Last week we were at 152 active listings. This week we're only up to 153. So like I said, despite the fact that we had way more listings than sales, we had properties come off the market and it kept things pretty balanced. Georgetown, again, for the 3rd week in a row, is at 92 active listings. This is like, it took a massive jump and then it's just kind of like hovering, which is interesting. I'm really interested to see where September goes. I know a lot of agents have coming soons and we have a lot of stuff coming on the market. And so at any point, I think that this could really skyrocket. But for right now, it's like, it's balanced at 92. Looking at our price points, these shifted a bit this week. So under 800,000 is down from 8 to 7, so just a slight drop. 800 to a million is also down from 18 to 17. This is our pocket that's sitting pretty high considering this is our busiest pocket. 1 to 1.5 million is actually up this week from 36 to 38 active listings. This is the price point that I watch really heavily. When we see a massive amount of inventory in this price range, the market is usually pretty dead. We have gone up significantly. So we had 38 active listings last week, like in May, let's see. May we were at 14. Yeah, 13, 14 in May in 1 to 1.5 million. And now we're up to 38. So we have basically tripled our inventory in that price point. In our highest peaks, we were sitting between 50 and 53 listings in that price point. So lots of stuff coming on the market in that price point, and it's not moving as rapidly as the lower price points. And the 1.5 million plus is remaining the same this week at 30 active listings. I've been talking about this for what it feels like months now. Those properties are just sitting. Not much is moving over 1.5 million, despite those, some of our outlying markets, but in Georgetown, very, very few sales over 1.5 million. Now looking at Acton remained the same this week at 21 active listings, sitting pretty stable in Acton. It's been going like 20 to 22 and like staying in that realm for months. Glen Williams is down slightly from 6 to 5 active listings, so not a lot available in the Glen right now. Limehouse remained the same at 3, and the rural market is up from 30 to 32. So overall, I still think, despite the fact that I have to report that our average price is up, I still think all of these numbers and where the sales are is indicating that our prices are going to go down through the back half of this year. We are not seeing enough buyer activity to keep fueling that. And sellers start to feel that when buyers aren't offering on their homes and things like that, they start to panic and they take sort of what they can get. So we are going to start to see prices come down here. I am fairly positive of that. The interesting thing is just when inventory is going to climb. Is that going to be in September? Is it going to be in October? I suspect by the end of September, our inventory levels are going to be in a very different place than they're at right now. 153, we very well could get into the 180s by the end of September. If we start to see as many houses coming on, that feels like I see coming, coming soon, and I see it on social media, this is coming. I think our inventory is going to be going up through September. So just a really interesting time right now. I mean, we'll see what they do with interest rates too tomorrow, but we're gonna have to see how this goes. But my gut, and based on watching the trends for the last 3.5 years, I think we are set. We're at the base of inventory rising and prices going down. So I'll be back next Tuesday to see what happens. Have a great week, everyone.